Welcome everybody to the inaugural episode of the Intrepidation Nation podcast. That's the first time I've messed that up, but here it is. Let me get Tech Gladiator's video up. You guys can unmute yourselves if you want to. Awesomely flipping fantastic. Say hi to everybody.
Hola.
Hola. Let me add. Let's do this real quick. Get Tech's video up for you guys. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing fantastic. How you doing, Tech? Tech, are you with us?
I am here.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Let's see here if we can get your video up. And there we go. Eddie.
All right.
Bring it over. Actually, you know what? We can probably do that a little bit better. Properties.
I like the backgrounds and stuff that you have.
Yeah, we're in Gotham.
Gotham City.
Gotham City. Who would have thought?
Decent people shouldn't live here. They'd be happier someplace else.
Right? I don't know why it's capturing the bottom. I don't have it set to capture the bottom, but that'll work.
Capturing the bottom. Oh.
What it says.
Oh, the video.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that.
You should be able to adjust it like with your window capture region.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Here, we'll try it one more time. Properties. Select a region. And put you up here. See if that looks any better. Hey, there we go. Look at that. I've actually got your
chroma key going on that my cup would have been invisible.
right. I've actually got your own scene too. So we'll go ahead and set up your video capture for that for later on.
Oh, I've got my own scene.
Yes,
for when
sir.
I actually have a topic.
Yeah. That'd be the one.
Right.
Properties. Select region. That way we'll have it for next time anyway. Again, this is the inaugural episode of the podcast, so there's
getting the kinks worked out.
Little pre-production stuff. No big.
There we go. I can see the update of the camera, and it looks perfect.
There we go. Tech's got his own scene. Hershey's got his own scene. Jason the Red Hair's got his own scene. And then
that's awesome.
Did you guys call Jason?
I've got my own.
I tried to call him, but didn't get an answer. Just got his voicemail.
All right, got you. Good.
We probably should have maybe called him earlier. I kind of assumed that he would be assuming that we would call, but I guess my assuming that he would assume was a bad assumption.
Right. Well, you know what? We can try to add him real quick just to see if he's on.
Yeah. Let's see if he's.
And I actually don't see him listed on available, but we'll try it anyway.
Yeah, it says he's currently offline.
So doesn't hurt to try. But if Jason's not here, no big deal. We're still going to move on. There's 3 of us, and we can do it that way. So no problems. And it's not going to work. So we'll just end that. It'll eventually go away, and your camera will fix back out. So, all right. Who wants to go first? If you're new to Intrepidation Nation, of course, what Intrepidation Nation podcast is, we used to be Pulp Geeks, and we're not no more. So it's not really our first podcast episode. It's just our first podcast episode is Intrepid Gurus. So what it is we all bring a topic, 1, maybe 2 topics, and we discuss it afterwards. One of you guys want to go first?
Well, I don't currently have a topic right now, so. What about you, Hershey?
Oh, really? I had an idea, but I don't know exactly if it's what I want. I'll just put it out there.
Okay.
I was thinking about the new Apple Watch and how they're doing. Well, I mean, there have been watches before it, but it's the current one. And I was thinking about like what technology you've seen in like movies and like sci-fi shows and things that you've always wished were real, and like what you thought would be here by now. I don't know if that's an okay.
What were you saying? You got cut off on what specific device you mentioned there?
Apple iWatch.
Oh, the Apple iWatch, yes, the one that I was having to deal with at my job.
Yeah,
but
yes, you are. But I was saying, like, what you think, like, what, like, devices did you see in movies and technology that you thought would be really cool, and some which you thought might be here by now that haven't come yet?
Flying cars, everybody traveling through space. Sort of things I figured we'd have by the year 2000, but that was back like in the 1980s.
Yeah.
So
I thought we sort of do, but I thought we have better holographic devices than we do. I've seen lots of movies, and I've seen things that they've done it, and I really thought that they'd be able to do holographic projections by now.
Holographic entertainment.
Exactly.
That's something that we call it augmented reality, really, but that's something that I've seen Google Glass trying to do. We see Microsoft trying to do it with their VR glasses and stuff. So yeah, that might be the new rage, is the augmented reality.
They also have new 4K curved TVs that they're working on too, that have 3D technology without requiring 3D glasses.
That's
right.
Cool.
That is even like even from like the harshest critics of 3D TVs say it's like the best 3D that they've ever seen before.
Oh wow.
So what device are you thinking in particular, Hirsch?
Well, I mean, I was just kind of talking about all devices. Like, I mean, when I had been thinking about that is finally here, are the watches, because we've always seen like sci-fi shows and things where they're talking to their watch, and we've never really had, up until the past like year or two, we haven't really ever had that, and that was kind of like the first one that hit me, that I was like, hey, it's finally like there's finally something that we always thought would be here that is finally here. One that I was hoping for that probably will never happen is the damn hoverboard.
Oh yeah,
the damn hoverboard, right? Right. I had thought about the hoverboard as well. Time machines. I was like so sure we'd have time machines by now. But then again, if we did, then I would have already been seeing people in my past and everybody else's past that would have been showing up, or the future. And so, unless, of course, when you travel into the past, it actually just creates an alternate timeline, and you can't actually go back to the original past you create an alternate timeline when you go to the past.
Well,
but that's a whole other topic in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as some people are concerned, that's never going to happen, says Stephen Hawking. So, but they have
says. Oh, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, Hershey, but Ty says we use augmented reality for training. It's like 90s graphics, but it's immersive, full 3D.
Absolutely,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is it's right there, and you can tell with augmented reality, like there's a sense of depth. You know what I'm talking about, like depth perception to it and all that stuff. So definitely, I can see how that would be a good training device and stuff. You guys don't have a hoverboard yet? Do you have yours?
Sure weird.
But yeah, definitely. Some of the things, being a fan of Star Trek, iPads, the next generation, you see them carrying around those tablets. We've already got those.
Oh yeah, the touchscreen, because I always thought that was awesome on Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's like their control panel changes,
right,
like depending. It's not just the same buttons all the time, and it touches. There's no like physical buttons there and everything, right?
So I don't know. And you remember Captain Kirk had a flip phone before anybody else, if you think about it. So I mean,
right. Even as far back as the original pilot, even Captain Pike, he had this like. He opened it up. Of course, it was like they did it a little bit more slower. They didn't just like flip it. He like had to like like.
Yeah, he like had to
Hold
pry it
it
open.
like this. But Captain Kirk was like, yep, just or it made that sound, or I can't do it, but that sound it would make whenever it opened. And then in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, he had the watch communicator, but that's the only time. In fact, they even used that in that one Android watch commercial. But that's the only time they used that type of a communicator. After that, they went back to like the regular handheld ones, and of course, the Next Generation they had it in their communicators and everything.
But one thing that has eluded me, and it's not really hovering cars or anything. My big thing that I've wanted to see is the that we've not been able to do yet. We're getting there, but I figured we would be making a bigger endeavor to actually better our space travel, better, you know what I'm saying, like going back and forth to Mars by now.
Yeah. I fully expected to be living on another planet by now. So.
Oh yeah. So,
set your expectations a little high there, Tech.
But no, I
mean, you got to think back 30 years ago, in the mid 80s. This was 30 years ago. I was like, sure. And I mean, I figured 30 years was a good enough time to have us be more in deep space exploration, being on other, further out there and, on other planets and everything. But this was 30 years ago. So
no, I totally agree. Or at least have landed on Mars by now.
Right, at least Mars, at the very least.
Very, very least.
Yeah.
I mean,
we went to the moon in 1968. They
exactly.
How long did it take them to plan that and actually do it? But yet it's been so many decades since then, and we've not gone any further. Right. And they used 1960s computers for that.
And what's sad is there is a mission to go to Mars. It's a one-way trip, and people are going to try to live there. But that's a privatized company doing it, not a government agency.
So they won't be coming back, is what they're saying. It's like you're going to go there, but you better plan on not coming back.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly what I've heard. So, but they'll be the first to colonize Mars. I mean, that's a big deal.
That would be a big commitment. I mean, imagine just saying and what if you can't live when you get there? What if everything goes wrong and you die or you can't go home?
Well, apparently they're going to be taking terraniums and stuff like that are kind of like a biodome. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be making fun of the movie or anything, but it's kind of like that. So, good topic, Hirsch.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be good. I just wasn't completely sure if it would fill up enough time. Because when Tech was first talking, he's like, "Oh, you mean like that? Okay," and then it was moving on already. But you guys pulled some more stuff.
No, absolutely. I'm glad that all of us. I can only imagine what Jason wishes was already here. Probably virtual reality porn by now. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say
holodeck. I'd love to have a
holodeck. There you go.
But I didn't think the holodeck would be something doable within this kind of time frame, because that's super. I mean, they didn't even have that in the original series timeline. That was in the Next Generation.
Right.
Yeah, the holodeck would be totally awesome. I mean, because it'd be you do everything from there. You mean you could live.
Oh, did I lose somebody?
Maybe Tech.
Tech dropped for just a second. He's dropping. He's freezing a little bit. Still there, Hirsch?
Yep.
Still have Hershey. I think I've lost the gladiator, though. He's kind of frozen. And there it goes. There he goes. Dropping off.
You're kidding.
You're kidding?
Yep.
Oh, maybe he can get back. It's trying to reconnect with him. So, hopefully we can get the gladiator back. He's frozen right now. I had a couple of topics. We'll go ahead and talk about my first one. Uncharted 4 being delayed. Which, you know what? I'm okay with.
I got no qualms, because it means it's going to be a better game.
Right. Oh.
And I trust them. I trust them to make a good game.
Are you back in, Gladiator?
Yeah, my Skype crashed on me.
No problems. So
That's why I don't like using the PC version. But I have to, I guess, because I was wrong. By the way, Hershey, the iOS version doesn't do video with the group calls either. I thought it did, but
Told you. What?
so sorry. You were right. I was wrong.
it happens all the time.
It happens all the time. I want to bang a robot. Damn it. Well, yeah, robots. That's something I thought we'd have by now. Personal servant robots.
There you go.
That I thought.
Have
we
you
would
ever had a
have.
Roomba?
Yeah, I've seen those.
They're
The
the same
robot
thing.
vacuum cleaners. It's not the
Yeah,
kind of
those are-
robots I
those
was
are-
thinking of, though. I was like thinking of like C3PO type robots, humanoid robots that would basically do all the chores around the house. So, of course, this was me being a kid and having to do all the chores for my parents and stuff, and not wanting to, like washing dishes and vacuuming and crap like that. So I was like, man, I wish we had a robot to do all this crap for us. But
Cool. All right. Well, my topic.
I do have to say, Ty, I've never wanted to bang a robot, to be honest, because the robots that I always imagined were not like human. Like, I mean, I guess I thought of humanoid type robots or lifelike human robots, but I was always thinking of them being like really cool, just techie looking, and maybe combat and stuff, but never thought of them as a tool for taking care of business.
Okay, Stan, what was it again?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Uncharted 4.
My first topic. Uncharted 4 got delayed. Yeah, it's not coming out until 2016 instead of this year. Naughty Dog had a lot of people leave, including the creator, director of the game, the main art designer for the game. They all left. I think her name was Amy Henning and Justin something. But anyway, they left. And then it was said that the Last of Us crew was going to take over the project. And as of right now, it has been delayed. But I am okay with the delay because I expect to get... There's a theatrical quality of this game that I expect to get, just like any other Naughty Dog game. And I was wondering what you guys think about that. So
I'm okay with them delaying it as long as it means that it's going to be the best. Because to me, that makes it seem like they're not just out there to rush it out there. They're wanting to do the best possible product, I think, and that's why they went ahead and delayed it and everything, which is awesome.
We
I
don't
just
need
hope it's
Sonic
like
Boom.
as long as the previous ones and not like a short game,
absolutely. You guys played the first three, right?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, love the Uncharted series. Plus, I haven't finished it, but I've played the Vita, the one Golden Abyss on the Vita. I need to
I
finish that.
destroyed
Actually,
that one. It was great. One of the best. I actually love the Vita one.
yeah, it's really good. It's actually really cool. I like the how they do with the sniping, where you actually move the Vita around when you're trying to snipe them and stuff. I love that.
Yeah, very good use of the Vita controls.
And the graphics are as good as the PS3 games.
Yep. That's a good thing to ask.
That's the one I didn't get to play was the Vita Uncharted. What's a good thing to
Oh.
ask, Hirsch?
What do you guys think that the graphics will be on par with PS4 graphics that we've seen so far? Do you think we'll get an order level graphics or
Just from the
them, or do you think
preview,
they're gonna be-
yes.
It'd be a Naughty Dog, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
they just blow me away.
Well, even in the
Yeah, I
the
remember.
short little teaser they did for it, the graphics there look amazing.
Have you seen the
But those-
gameplay trailer?
That was true. I haven't seen
No,
the
I have
gameplay
not. They have a
trailer.
gameplay trailer.
Oh yeah,
Oh, show that.
Are
Show that
those
on
on
the.
par?
I'm going to. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me just a second. to get
But the
through
graphics, I always thought, even like in the original Uncharted, I always thought the Uncharted graphics were amazing. So, and that was on the PS3. So this is going to even go a step beyond that with next gen and everything. And and like I said, you could already tell in the teaser. So, I'm looking forward now to see this gameplay trailer because I hadn't seen it yet. I bet it'll look awesome.
Oh, it is fantastic. I was actually blown away at all the stuff, all the chained events in the trailer, and things that Nathan Drake can do now, because it's just amazing. Like catching weapons in the middle of air, shooting a guy while swinging from a vine to slide down an oak. I mean, it's just crazy stuff that's going on in this game, and it looks phenomenal. I can't wait for it. Absolutely. This game's going to be totally awesome.
Oh, here we go.
So, yeah. Totally looking forward to this game. I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit to some of the fun stuff, because they do a lot of exploration here at the beginning. So we'll skip ahead to about maybe right here. There is a stealth mechanic that he's using, and all that other stuff is very, very well done. So your guys' opinions. Have you seen the gameplay?
This is even
Hershey?
unfinished.
I'm watching it right now.
Oh, you're watching it right now for the first time? I didn't. I thought you guys might have seen it. Of course, I know IGN. This is their footage. They did do the stream of the game when they got to look at it, but then it was uploaded to YouTube. Of course, and you can find it now. So, but yeah, you're fixing to see here in just a second all the different things that's been added to Drake's arsenal, which is, you can tell that they put a lot of thought into the mechanics for the next generation. And notice this guy still has not seen him. But yeah, it looks amazing. I'm just so excited for another. Do you guys think this is going to be the last one?
I hope not.
I thought the last one was the last one, and it wasn't. So I don't know.
I hope
really
not.
say.
This is a game series I would love to see plenty more of.
Right, exactly.
Or at least more in the vein of it.
Yeah, more in the vein. Yeah, because another thing too is, even though I love The Last of Us, is that crew going to be? And I'm sure that crew can go on and do many, many more projects equally as well as The Last of Us. But how are they going to be able to treat Uncharted? Because this wasn't their creation. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to give it love and attention while they have it. But you know, that's the same.
So it's not really all the same. Well, okay, it's not the original Uncharted development team, and I know some people had left, but so it's really a bunch of different people than would have done it before.
Now, before they left, the game was getting ready to go into post-production. So how much is redone and how much is the original team's work, I have no idea. So
Yeah.
and here we see you coming up here in a second, guys. You will see the gun battle starting to break out. So get ready for that. There's just so many new things.
And this is an unfinished game, and the graphics look amazing. Just so imagine when it's done.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Here in a second,
You
you're going
can
to see
tell.
this awesome, epic grappling hook with a punch. This game just blows. Naughty Dog blows me away as far as not only can they tell a great story, have great cinematic representation, but you know, and here's a error in the game where he fell through the world, but you gotta remember it's not finished, it's not a released product,
right?
So. But yeah, totally. What do you think, Hirsch?
Oh wow!
I think it looks amazing.
I can't wait to play this.
It looks spectacular. I only thing I have to say is that, like, negative towards not even really Naughty Dog, just a few developers, is that I miss those type of platformers. We haven't seen a lot of good big title platformers on the PS4 yet. There's no Ratchet and Clanks yet, no Jack and Daxters, no Crash Bandicoots, no nothing yet, and I'm kind of sad. And it seems like a lot of the companies that do those games kind of are trying to go to more serious stuff, and it seems like no companies are left to do those. So I just hope that none of them, including Naughty Dog, forget their roots, and maybe somebody comes back and does another game like that.
I don't want to show too much of this, guys, because
yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble with YouTube for copyright claims. So,
right.
But I think that amount that I showed is pretty much fair use. We were talking about the game and giving our own thoughts of what we've seen so far. And I credit IGN for their footage. So, but that was my first topic, and I have another one. But if you've got one now, Tech, I'm more than happy to oblige you.
You go ahead.
Go ahead, he says. Go ahead. Well, we were talking about this last night, actually. The Trickster is coming back to the Flash, and apparently Mark Hamill is going to make a guest appearance as the Trickster. Of course, he was the Trickster in the early Flash movies, or television series, excuse me, that was in the 90s. He's also done...
Interestingly enough about that, too, is the same guy who played the Flash in that 90s shows plays the Flash's father in this show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So did he voice the Trickster in any of the animated stuff? Just curious.
I'm not sure about that.
Because I know he did. He did a lot of voice work for DC, including his most famous role as the Joker. So it's cool to see Mark Hamill getting roles and getting back out there. We know he retired as being the Joker just after the Arkham Knight, sorry, not Arkham Knight, but Arkham City release Batman game. So what do you guys think about that? Mark Hamill as the Trickster.
I
think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see him come back and do that. That's cool. I mean, like you said, he's played it before, so that'd be cool.
Right.
And I like
have
Mark
a topic
Hamill.
now thinking of that, but go ahead. after we're done with this one, that made me think of a topic. So go on ahead.
Now, okay.
No, it gave me a topic basically.
Kidding. Okay, yeah, I know. I think it'd be cool. I mean, Mark Hamill's done a lot, so I think hopefully they don't push him too far. He's a little bit older, but the Trickster isn't much of a runner and jumper, right?
Well, in the original 90s series, like I'm showing a B-roll now where he's riding on a mini scooter. So very, very fastly. But I mean,
that's been like more than 20 years ago now, too.
Yeah, Mark Hamill really gets into the role, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's so passionate about anything that he does do. So I'm sure he's going to handle this just fine. Your guys' thoughts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It'll probably be better in the new show than it was on this, because this is kind of corny.
It is kind of corny.
Not his performance, but
I wonder if we got a screenshot of him. I'm looking for one now, as what he's going to be in the new Flash show. So hold on just a second. We'll see if we got to look at that. You guys carry the conversation in just a second.
Look how slow the Flash is, even though he's fast. He's like slow fast.
It's the blur effect, right?
Yeah, it's got a blur effect, but it's not that fast.
So, yep. Here is a open link.
You got one?
I think I do. And we'll take a look at it. Here you go. So that's him. Apparently, he's not playing the Trickster per se, but the father of the new Trickster. He's the old Trickster or something. I don't know. Jason was trying to explain it to me last night, and I didn't really fully understand. So
we'll probably, when we actually watch it, probably understand it better.
Probably. So this is a still frame from the commercial, though. And there you can see Mark Hamill in front of the Flash, not dressed up goofy like he was in the 90s just yet. He's wearing a tuxedo, but there's the surprise. Here I am. So, yep.
Wow.
He looks kind of crazy too. Look at his hair and everything.
Yeah, that is. Did he ever play the Joker?
Crazy there.
Do what?
Did he ever play the Joker?
Not a
I feel
live
like he would have been a
action.
good.
Not a live action Joker, but he did do the. He was
Right,
the animated
he did
Joker.
the voice.
He was the voice.
He was
Yeah,
the
he did the
for
voice.
it. Yeah, he was a good. I remember that now.
Didn't he do the voice also in the Arkham games as well?
Yes, absolutely, he did. Yep. Arkham City.
Yeah,
well,
he's-
all except for Arkham Origins. Arkham City was his last. He retired after Arkham City, and Troy Baker was actually the Joker in Arkham Origins. But Troy Baker did so well, and he did it just like Mark Hamill. I actually thought it was Mark Hamill.
Oh wow, that's
so
cool.
give it up to Troy Baker for that.
Who's gonna play the Joker in the next one? Just kidding.
Who knows? Is the Joker going to be in the next one?
He can't be. Well, I guess he could be. They could do what they always do.
He could be.
I don't know what you're inferring, but the Joker
Nothing,
has quote
nothing.
unquote died before and come back. So
Right.
I'm not inferring anything. He takes a long nap. I just don't think it'll wake up before then.
so if he ended up dying in one of the Arkham games, and you're just trying to not spoil it for me, even if that quote unquote happened, it still doesn't mean that it really happened. That he couldn't come back. Exactly. This is the Joker we're talking about here.
So
He's
Maybe
like
you should play
any
more than just on
major
Saturday,
villain.
Tech, and you know by now.
I mean, you know how many big time comic villains have died, not just in Batman, but in like Spider-Man, Superman. They've supposedly died. You know how many times Doctor Doom has died, and then bam, he's back. The Green Goblin. All kinds of villains, and then you're like, oh, for sure, there's no way he could come back from that, and then there's some crazy outlandish explanation. Bam, they're back.
right.
And sometimes they don't even bother with an explanation. They're like, he's just back, just to deal with it, accept it. Don't worry, but just assume that something happened and he got away and he's back. Because we couldn't.
Oh, I think we lost Tech again. Hershey's still
Think-
with me. Oh, he might be coming back. Come back,
Cutting in and
Tech.
out.
Come back to us. Come back to us, brother. Come on. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, what about your final thoughts on that, Hersh? Oh, sorry.
Mark Hamill, I think it'd be cool. I mean, I'll probably watch an episode or two.
Have you watched any of The Flash so far?
I watched a couple episodes. I didn't catch all of it. It's on Hulu, which I have. I just
Skype.
haven't really taken the chance to watch a lot.
Skype.
How about The Arrow? Are you caught up with The Arrow yet?
I watched the first season. I didn't watch the second because
the second's so good.
they
Watched everything
They
except
took
for
it
the
off
last
of Hulu.
episode of Arrow.
Oh, they took it off Hulu? It's on Netflix. The first 2 seasons are on Netflix.
Actually, the Hulu only has like the
Hey.
last 5 episodes of the current season.
So there's an idea.
who is calling?
Hello?
It's
What?
Tech rejoining the call.
That was weird.
Can you
Hey,
guys
thanks
hear
for
me?
putting my. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting my favorite Merc as my background. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I tried to get everybody's favorite superhero in as their background. I did Spider-Man as Jason, though, because it's Marvel, because I know I was trying to keep a Marvel theme, even though I know that I think Green Arrow is Jason's favorite. That or Batman. I'm not sure.
Jason's
Right.
been, Flash. I know Jason likes Flash a lot, and Batman. Batman or Flash. I think either one of those would work for him.
Oh, okay. So maybe
But
we'll
he
do
likes
that next time.
Spider-Man also, so.
Cool. I know he's
But
been
he's
talking about
always-
Spider-Man a lot here lately. So, absolutely.
He's like me. He likes both, but whereas I've always been more Marvel-centric, even though I like a lot of the DC characters, he's and he likes like both of them, but he's been always, at least he's always kind of gravitated more towards DC characters and DC comics like Batman and Flash and stuff.
Speaking of Marvel, though, what about Marvel publishing the next Star Wars canon universe and comic books?
Yeah, they've already started doing that too. Yeah, they've already got I haven't read any of them yet, but they've been sellouts from what I understand.
Awesome. All right.
I'm not worried about it. I think it'd be cool.
All right, Gladiator, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I got the idea for my topic, or actually a reminder, while you were talking about Mark Hamill, the Joker, and all that, and the Trickster and everything. I don't know if you guys have been watching Gotham at all, but the next to last episode, not the last one. Well, actually, the last two episodes, or maybe it was the two before that. I don't know, but there was 2 episodes in a row that dealt with the Joker's origins, or what. One definitely is about the Joker's origins. Like, it was called the Red Hood Gang, which we all know. The Red Hood is where the Joker started off at. He was the Red Hood before he became the Joker and everything. But the episode before that, actually, I believe, and I think anybody who's seen it would have to say the same thing, actually introduced the Joker himself. And not only that, but also introduced the circus and the Haley Circus and Dick Grayson's parents and everything. But there was this one kid whose mother was murdered in the circus and everything, and it ended up that they ended up finding out later that he was actually the one that killed her. And then when that came out, he when they finally confronted him about it, the way he behaved and acted and just his facial expressions and everything, it just was all of a sudden right there you could just see he was the Joker, or he's going to be the Joker and everything, just because he was all of a sudden he was went from crying, being upset and everything, and then all of a sudden just started the crying turned into laughing, and he had this evil grin and the eyes, like this, and just saying things about calling her. It's one thing if you want to be a bitch and a whore, but don't be a nagging bitch and whore, and stuff like that. And just the you could just tell this was the Joker. It couldn't be anybody else, just from how he was acting. There's no other Batman villain that has the personality like that of the Joker. There's no other. I mean, yeah, there's other crazy villains, but not the way the Joker behaves and everything. But he's basically I guess a teenager, redheaded teenager and everything. You didn't really see it, because before he just was acting like normal. He was upset about his mom being killed, but it was all an act and everything. I don't know if they have any clips on YouTube of it, from that scene or anything. But it was what was that episode called? Damn it! Let me see if I can find
one?
the name of the.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know what episode? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the episode guide and get the name. It was the one before the Red Hood Gang. The blind fortune teller. Okay, yeah, it was actually it was the third of the oldest of the last 3 episodes. It aired on February 16th.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, if you can get let me see if I can find a clip or something. If they have a clip, and I'll put a link, and you can show it in the stream or something.
I've got a little clip going right now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yep, he's throwing money away. This guy's psycho. Yeah, but that's totally cool. We've talked about DC before, actually. As far as their television series go, we're talking about Arrow, Gotham, and of course the Flash. And one of the cool things is that DC is on top of it when it comes to television production. It's yet to be revealed or seen in the movie universe, because there's so much crazy. I'm so afraid, even though I think Ben Affleck's a good choice for Batman and all this other stuff. I'm afraid that it's going to be like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where there's just too much casting going on in the film just to get characters in without further developing them or without adding to the plot later on. So I'm kind of
just trying to throw them in there.
Yeah, just trying to throw them in there. Just
that's what has me concerned about Batman versus, because I think for Batman versus Superman, it should just be Batman versus Superman. But it's like they're already trying to throw in the other characters, so that it seems like so they can just go ahead and rush the next movie as being a Justice League movie instead of doing the other characters' movies individually.
Right.
You know, like, let's do Batman versus Superman, but all of a sudden bring everybody else in. And then, bam, the next movie we can do Justice League or whatever and stuff. Like where Marvel did, you know, the single movies individually of Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor first, then did the Avengers and everything.
Right.
Plus, why do they have to have a build-up to them? Why do there have to be individual movies for each character?
Because
is there a reason?
Marvel had such a head start. They're trying to catch up with the Marvel... not necessarily Spider-Man or the X-Men movies, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where you had an individual Thor, an individual Hulk, an individual Iron Man, that all led up to the Avengers forming and the first Avengers film. And they want to capitalize on that because look at how well the first Avengers movies did. And then you've got Spider-Man coming to the MCU with another Avengers movie coming out. You've had a very successful Captain America the Winter Soldier. You've got Captain America Civil War coming out in the near future. So I think DC definitely wants to capitalize and get their universe on. They need to jumpstart it, and they want to get it out there, but I'm afraid they're going to try to put it out there too quick by throwing too many characters in one film at one time.
Right.
And, you know, Henry Cavill, I didn't enjoy Man of Steel myself, but I did The Watchmen. So, isn't he the same guy who did The Watchmen? I'm pretty sure.
Not sure. I'm not sure on that.
So, yeah, how is he going to do as an ensemble director is another thing too. And this standalone Batman film, is he going to have a part in that? Is Ben Affleck going to direct himself, as he's been very, very good at? You know, what's going to happen in the DC universe? Nobody knows really. So
right. The cool thing too about Marvel, whereas like we've seen like movies that were you know, a team of superheroes before, like X-Men, Fantastic Four, but that was like they did the team. You know, it's the whole team. They weren't like, it wasn't like, you know, back like in the old classic movie days, they had like Dracula and they had Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and then you had Dracula and Frankenstein meet, and then you had Dracula and the Wolfman meet, then you had Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman meet. It's kind of like that, where you never really had the big individual, you know, superheroes that were standalone superheroes like Superman or Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, and all. You didn't have them teaming up in a movie. They were all always separate from each other.
Right. And
so by doing them individually, they first showcased them as, you know, as they should be, you know, as individual stars in themselves, and then getting them together in the Avengers. Whereas if they'd just done an Avengers movie from the get-go, it might not have been as spectacular if it was just like as a group movie, to, you know, right from the get-go, without first establishing them like, hey, these are major heroes in of themselves separately, and not just a group dynamic only.
And let me correct myself before I catch a lot of flack. Henry Cavill, that's who played Superman. I'm sorry, I meant Zack Snyder, who directed the film, and he did also direct he did direct The Watchmen. So
even I was like, why? Wait, why is Superman? When was Superman in the whatever it was called?
Watchmen.
The Watchmen. I was like, what?
No. That was my mistake. Zack Snyder directed The Watchmen. He also directed Man of Steel.
To me, I feel like, though, that they don't need it. They didn't need to make the movie be a lead in directly to a Justice League movie, like as far as a rush job. Because to me, a Batman and Superman versus or in team up movie in itself is just as big as an Avengers thing. I mean, that's Batman and Superman, you know.
Absolutely.
They've never done that in live action before, you know. That they should have like left it alone, just did it, maybe did a hint, a tease at the end or something like they did with Iron Man, you know, in 2008. but not try to like rush everybody together and bam, so they can go into Justice League.
Right.
Batman versus Superman in a movie, together.
Well, there was
that alone was awesome.
There was the famous comic book, of course, and then but there was also I Am Legend. Even though that movie's kind of it's okay. It's not a great movie, but it had that billboard with Superman, Batman, like it was a thing that was out before disaster hit in I Am Legend. So, it's totally cool. I can't wait to see what they do with it.
Hopefully it'll be good. I'm looking for it. I'm waiting for I'm waiting just for a teaser. I want to see something from it.
Right.
I mean, it's like, where's it at? Come on, it's way past time. Where's the flipping teaser? Somebody put out we still don't know if that was really a teaser or if it was fan made or what. I think it was probably fan made, but somebody put out a fan made one. Surely by now they've got enough stuff where they could have made at least some sort of teaser, just something you could see and be like, oh my gosh, it's coming.
Speaking of DC though, we got the new tweet. Supergirl's new outfit. She's wearing leggings under the skirt, but it's more of a classic throw to the Supergirl costume. Is that for a television series, or is that going to be a film entry?
I don't know. Is that the same one that we saw the other day, or is it a new one?
Yes, it's the same thing we saw the other day.
From the links, it acted like it was going to be a TV series.
Oh, so there you go.
But I don't know. That's just those links. It didn't look like anything official, from what I could tell.
If they do a television series, I hope they spin it off of Smallville, because that would be just fantastic.
Well, it looks more like it's going to be connected to the Superman movies, but being off of Smallville would be very awesome. I would have loved to have seen more of Tom Welling as Superman.
Definitely.
Yeah, they didn't. There wasn't a lot of Superman in Smallville, but that was the point.
Right.
I don't know, but it would be cool to see him transfer over to something else. But I don't know. I guess I don't know if is he still acting even?
He was doing something. I don't know what else he was doing though.
Right.
But he did something. Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Anything else you can think of? That I'm dried up on the topics right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm pretty exhausted on the topics myself.
I think that's good for tonight.
All right. Well, that's the
right at time.
That's the podcast episode, Intrepidation Nation podcast. I want to thank everybody who was able to visit us live and participate. I want to also thank all those that are watching in the future. And please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. You can do that right down below. And visit us at intrepidgurus.com. And also, intrepidgurus.com, what we are is, of course, we do this podcast. We're going to start doing a new YouTube series. And also, we're a bunch of Twitch streamers. We love playing video games. There's links to all of our Twitch channels over on the website with a lot of our highlights, some game reviews, and other things like that. So, really, really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thank you, Tech. Thank you, Hershey.
Some beach.
Thank you, Hershey. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one.